story now that I think you might enjoy. Do you know, first of all, what crowdfunding is? Yeah. Okay, well, crowdfunding is a way of pitching an idea online, a business idea, and hoping that business partners will invest. So you say, I'm thinking of doing this, this is my business plan, and, well, I could do with a few bob. It doesn't always work, but it has worked for one Manchester businesswoman, and that's despite the fact that she is an ex-offender. As our reporter Matt White found out, the crowdfunding process is a little bit like Dragon's Den.
My name's Francesca Barker, and I am the Barker Baker, and therefore I'm looking for an investment in not just my business, but in me. I'm looking to help people in the community rebuild their lives by baking bread together, so please, get involved. Okay, this afternoon we're making a soda bread. It's quick, it's easy, and it's a no yeast dough, so it's going to be easy to bake. We don't have to sit around waiting for it to rise. So what we've got here is some flour and some bicarb and some salt. I'm just going to throw some yoghurt in. Natural yoghurt would be best.
Well, we're sat on a bench outside the kitchens. Just tell us about what you do, what your business does.
I make artisan bread. It's a variety of breads. It could be anything from a soda bread to a focaccia, but the foundations of the business is more of a passion than anything. It started as a hobby and it's now turned into something that is absolutely zooming full steam ahead, and I couldn't be happier about it.
There's more to this though, isn't there, than just you trying to make profit out of selling breads?
Absolutely. Well, I first started baking when I was sent on a course, thankfully through the Greater Manchester Probation Service. They made a good keynote of what my passions were and what might get me back on the straight and narrow, and cooking was one of them. So I was sent on a baking course, fell completely in love with it, and I think if I can do it, then anybody else can too. And if you can spend an hour out of your day living your passion, whether it's for a job or a hobby, it can really change your life. Okay, our dough's now ready. We're just going to slam it down on a cold work surface. That's better so you can work it faster. So we're going to knead it, bring it together, shape it, and then chuck it in the oven at about 200 for 30 minutes, and it will be heavenly.
So you're trying to engage people that I guess are on probation too, that are ex-convicts. How does it work?
Absolutely. It's literally a case of anyone who needs a second chance. It doesn't matter if you have a conviction or if you've been through the process and through the courts, even if you've just been a naughty boy who hasn't dealt with their issues or had any sort of reparation or come to terms with what you might be feeling, whether it's depression or anything. Every person, I think, deserves a second chance, and if baking does that, then that is absolutely, I want to speak to you and I want to get your hands in the dough.
We talked about the fact that you've been, as you put it, through the process. We know that you've been to probation, but why, Francesca? How did all this come about for you to begin with?
I made a lot of mistakes. I was very much on the road to ruin, a drug addiction that fueled some very, very bad behaviour. It's something that I am still processing and living with, and I feel that this baking is helping me heal. And also, if it puts me in a stronger position to right my wrongs, then I am absolutely happy. One of the biggest things for me about being through the court process and having been given a criminal conviction and thankfully a suspended sentence, I was very lucky and very grateful of that, is that I now want to, forever and a day, put positives over negatives, and I think with the Barker Baker I can absolutely do that.
Yeah, can we talk about what it was that you did?
Well, it's something I'm very ashamed of. In a nutshell, fraud is what you would class it as. I won't go into the details because I wouldn't want to embarrass anyone, but I wouldn't recommend it, let's put it that way.
So you've got this great business idea, you've clearly got the skills to do it, but all of this takes money, and you've gone about this in an interesting way, haven't you, to raise funds?
Absolutely. It's a phenomenon that I seem to find is taking over the world at the minute. It's crowdfunding, and there's so many different outlets to do it, all of them online, but the crowdfunding is what's worked for me thus far. I found a great website just from dabbling on Google, and it's really given me the kind of baby kickstart that I needed. I bought my flour, I bought my tins, and it is life-changing that strangers from across the world can find the passion in you and understand what you're trying to do and give you £5, £25. Every little helps.